friends, Reyna here. Happy June. Woo. For this workshop, we're going to be looking at forward folds, and we're going to be looking specifically at Paschimottanasana and Uttanasana. So they're kind of the same shape. One is standing and one is seated. And I think this is really a nice thing to look at because if you're here, there is potential that you might have a belly or a bigger chest, or just kind of maybe feel like you have kind of things in the way of your practice. And I can assure you that you don't. It just kind of takes a little time to figure out how to access these things. So first, we're just gonna start with this standing forward fold, and you've done it pretty often, but this is Uttanasana. So, for your standing forward fold, first, you want your feet at least hip distance apart, if not a little more. And it really just depends on how much space that you need to make for your body to exist comfortably. So check in with yourself. You can have a bit of a press of the belly on the thighs, but you do want a little space just to kind of settle things in. And then something else I like to do, and it doesn't necessarily work for every single body, but if your body is similar to mine in shape, it may be helpful for you. So I like to take my hands onto my belly, lift and hold it in as I fold, and I just get so much more folding here. And so I have some space, and then I just kind of like place my belly in between my thighs, knees bent here. So when you're folding, most of the time you want to have a little bit of a back bend. So if you're really rounded in your forward fold, that's when you want to bend the knees and have that little bit of a back bend. Because even as I compress here, you can still see my spine is nice and straight. If the ground feels far away, rest your hands on blocks. You can even rest the forearms on blocks. And this is your forward fold. If you need to take the feet wider, take them wider. If you need to bend more to lengthen the spine more, go for it. Because when we're in a forward fold, we're trying to expand and lengthen the whole back of the body. And so that's not just the back, it's not just the hamstrings. We want this whole line to find length. And so in order to do that, think of like a rubber band, like a little rubber band gun around your finger. You need to create that tension. And so if you don't have the tension, you don't have really any of the power. And so in order to create that tension, we need that little bit of a back bend. So when you're coming into your standing fold, you can bring the hands to the hips, you can lift and hold the belly, and then as you can see, I bend the knees, my back is bent, and I am hinging, I am folding from my hip crease, as if someone's hands were here, and they're pulling my hips back in space, collarbones move forward, and then once I feel this really nice crease in my hips, then I release my hands down. Beautiful, so that's your standing fold. And I show you that one first because we're gonna use a lot of the same principles for the seated fold. Okay, so coming to our seated fold, Paschimottanasana. Take a moment, and now most people, honestly, need something under their butts. So as you can see, I'm pretty comfortable here, but I can always use a little more height. So if you feel like you're kind of crashing into yourself, if you feel a little rounded, use blankets. Think of these as a little throne that you create for yourself, and give yourself height. Give your hips height. Beautiful, so my little throne, pop the booty onto them. Good, and then from here, pull the flesh out. You really wanna root kind of those sits bones down towards the earth. And then same thing applies here. Do you need to make more space for your body? Potentially. Take the feet a little wider. Do you need to bend your knees? Potentially. We still want that little back bend here. So if when you fold, you're kind of disengaged like this is not like a wrong fold. It's just not very active. And so what I like to do to really get myself into the fold is bend my knees, use my hands to lift, you see that swoop, to lift my heart. Good, and you can stay right here. You can bring the hands behind the thighs. You can reach around the toes, find a grip, lift the chest, and then glue the belly in between the legs onto the thighs and start to slide yourself forward. This is a beautiful fold. You can stay right here. Maybe you can reach the toes, keeping the heart lifted, keeping the spine long. And then maybe you extend, fold a little deeper. But wherever you are, you're looking again for length. It's really the same principles. So making space for yourself, lifting the hips, bending the knees, and finding that tension to get length. Your feet are active in this pose. And so I want you to feel like you're standing on air with your feet. In order to strengthen this pose as well, you can extend the legs out in front of you, find a little bend of the knee, really press, see how active my feet are, press the feet into the earth, and then reach the arms out to the side. Lift the chest and spend a little time here. Very engaged, very active. Good, and then from here, you can walk the hands forward, legs are staying the same. Good. And you could even use that same lift trick that I use when I'm standing, lifting the belly and folding forward. And that's really kind of it for those postures. They're really, I think, foundationally relevant and important postures. And once you find how you get into them, they can feel really, really good, really relieving. So take your time. Set yourself up for support and stability. So use as many blankets as you need. Use your blocks. Use a strap around your feet if you'd like, but I really think you can find the same kind of action and even kind of more intention, because I think a strap can often make us a little less engaged, a little lazy with it. And so that's why I don't really use the strap here, because I like this activation. I like this real engagement of my body. You can see as I extend the legs, I'm pulling myself forward. I feel so good in my back right here. So using what you have and finding the shapes that work for you. This practice is for you. It is for your body. You don't make your body fit the poses. You make the poses fit your body. And this is one of the #1 poses that I think turns people off of yoga, because they're like, this doesn't fit my body. Like, I can't do it. And it's in like every class. And so make the poses fit your body. This was quick, but that's okay. I hope this was informative. If you have any questions, please let me know. But otherwise, happy June, and I will see you all next time.